So this is my tutorial for my blue-grey smoky eyes. Anyone who normally watches my channel for gaming and stuff will probably notice there's been abundance of makeup. I have just been enjoying doing my makeup, so there will be other different videos at some point, but thank you for sticking around anyway. And I will now show you how to do this. The first step will be using my new Younique Addiction palette. This is number 4. So as you can see, we have from our nice light shades all the way up to dark blue greys. So we're going to use the greys for this one. So I'm going to take my blending brush. I'm going to go up to my brows. So I'm just using this shade here. I'm using the blending brush because I just need to fill the space. I don't need it to be particularly accurate for this. So for the next part, we're going to take this shade, which is called Honest. This is going to go along here, just my main bit of eyelid. So it's just going to provide a nice light shade to base the colours on top of. So I'm just taking it to just above the cut crease there. So you can see the pigment's quite dark, so you don't need lots. And the next colour I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one, which is called Cheerful. We're going to take that from the crease, only go above. So we got that in the crease, and we're going to then start to fan outwards. So you can see one of my eyes fans out really well and the other doesn't, and that's because, like I said in one of my other videos, one of the hoods sags down a lot further. And we're going to take a little bit down to there. Then we're going to create this shape. That will come down to just above the eyelid, and it will also go just underneath as well. Don't worry if it's a little messy at this point, because we'll use that blending brush again to blend it out. So you can see how difficult it is to match this eye up on mine. We've all got one eye that the makeup doesn't go quite as well on, and I'm glad I have a fringe for that purpose. Next part will be to define the crease even more, so we're going to use this darker shade, which is called Triumphant, and we are just going to go in here. Now what we're going to do is to make sure the centre part is light. We're just going to go back over it with some of the first colour. There we go. I'm going to wipe off our blending brush, and then we are going to blend this out here. Now if you have any drop down here, you can just cover that back up with a bit of concealer and a bit of powder, or you can start without your base makeup done. But as you can see, that's pretty much disappeared. I've just rubbed it off with my blending brush. So I'm just going to make sure we get into all the cracks. And there you've got your main smoky eyelid. So that's the palette number 4. There's so many different colours. I've got a few more coming to show you. So the next part is we will do my brows with my very, very used looking Moodstruck Brow Obsession palette. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to try and brush these up so they look a bit more normal. This is why I never go out with my brows done. First of all, we're going to go for the light brown. We're going to trace what brow I actually have. I'm going to have to use a mirror because they're just a nightmare. waxed them like a week ago and they're already getting unruly. See, I really need to go get them threaded properly, but can't at the minute, so I'm having to wax my eyebrows myself. I used to do it before, but now I can afford it. I'd much prefer to, for starters, get someone who can do it properly, and also it's supporting someone else's business. So, you know, two birds, one stone. If you've got the money, support your local salons. I cannot wait for my hairdressers to be open again, because we had a plan with my hair. We put one lot of highlights in, and then as it was growing, we were just going to keep highlighting it just so it looked like a really nice root sponge, until we've got the time and I'm able to bleach it and do the sort of icy grey look again. But I can't do that at the moment because I can't put bleach on the scalp. Okay, so that's a light brown. We're now just going to take the dark and we're going to put in the definition. So under the arch and the bottom. This eyebrow is always lower. This is the saggy one. Drives me mad, but what can you do? Okay, so that's my brows. I'm going to use the spoolie. I'm going to blend those upwards. I sometimes blend my brows. It just depends how they come out when I first do them. Sometimes they come out looking really nice and blended straight away. So, and then we've got wax in it, so if you have stray hairs and things, which I always do, get a bit of the wax, just take that through the unruly bits. Bits that don't stay where they're supposed to. This one usually gets knocked by my fringe. So we're just going to take that through and tidy them up like that. I'm waiting for a couple more Younique products like my dip and draw eyeliner, so I'm just going to use my normal one at the moment. So we're doing just my classic winged eyeliner. I don't think I ever don't do winged eyeliner. So you can start from doing the line on the hood, or you can start from the wing. It doesn't really matter. It just is how you find it easiest to draw. There's one. So, trying to get them even as possible. You're never going to get them exact because no one's body is exactly the same on each side, but if you can get them as close to. So I'm not going to do anything on the unders of my eyes. That looks really fat at the top there. Drag that, there we go, that's much better. I have got the old 3D fibre from Younique. I've got my 4D one, but I just want to use up the last of this before I open a new one. So it works very similarly. So you take your serum and you coat your top lashes. I wouldn't recommend this for the bottom, it just doesn't, for me, it doesn't work. If you've got thicker bottom lashes than me, you probably can do it. So you put your serum on, then you take your 3D fibre. So I'm just going to rub off excess onto my hand. You brush them on. I'm going to do a couple of layers. It's going to be nice today because I'm actually going to be able to go sit in the garden because it's supposed to be 20 degrees. Right, so that's the first layer. Now, depending on how you want them to look, you can layer up. So I'll put on another layer of the serum. And then we will put on another layer of lashes. So I tend to do 2 to 3 layers of these. So I'm going to do 2 for this one. you can start to see how long they look. So now that I've done, I'm gonna take some lash serum to my bottom lashes. And then Epic Mood Struck mascara and just coat them, just to lock them in. I mean, these both are good on their own, but I like to combine them. And then I'm going to put a little bit on my bottom lashes. Remember, for the bottom, sideways motions. You can see the bottom ones a little bit, so if you ever get any little cups, take your finger and do that and separate them. And if you want to do another layer on the top, just to really emphasise them, then you can. So you can see I have eyelashes now. And the last bit is just a lipstick. So I have used my bonbons on my lips this morning and my exfoliator just to sort of make them a bit nicer. They're slowly starting to recover now. And all I'm going to do is take my brand new Splash, which is in a really nice light colour because I've got dark eyes. I normally use lip liner, but like I said, I've got a few things waiting to turn up, and that's one of them, so I'm just not going to bother, because if you don't have a lip liner, it's not the end of the world. You can do your lips still, but it's just lip liner helps you if you want to change the shape of them a little bit more. So I'm just going to put it in. So with these, you can actually draw the shape quite well. See? So I'm just following the shape of my lips. So I tend to come down a little bit lower. Just overdraw them slightly. Only overdraw top and bottom, don't do too much on the sides because then it starts to look weird. So yeah, so I followed my natural shape on the sides. Just getting a little bit higher on my Cupid's bow. And there you have it. That is my blue-grey smoky eye look. So I will link each product down below. Obviously some of them come in different colours, so you're more than welcome to pick sort of the colours that you prefer. With the eyeshadow palette, there's 7 different options for that one. So yeah, you've got quite a lot to choose from. The Splash lipstick, there's about 12 plus colours. They keep adding new ones. And yeah, so there's 3 options with the eyebrow palette. So if your eyebrows aren't as dark as mine, there are a light brown one and there's also a blonde one. So they're all down here. But thank you very much for watching and enjoy the nice sunny weather.